Hey there. In this talk, we're going to discuss defying the art of perfection and why perfection is probably not a good thing in your business. And the reality is that the faster that you can get things going and the faster that you can take action and the faster you can refine, the better results that you will have and the better the results will be for your company. And we're going to be telling a really great story in this. And a challenge to you is to let your inner stagecraft fly, and we want you to get quite animated in the beginning of this talk, like really get into telling this story because there's so many great lessons out of it, and it's such a great story. So I hope you enjoy. Hey everyone, what do you think of this quote that I have here? Have no fear of perfection, you'll never reach it, by Salvador Dali. Okay. Now, Dali was never really pushing for perfection in his art, I think we can all agree, but it got me thinking of this concept of perfection and how difficult it is to not only measure ourselves against it, but to actually achieve perfection. And this reminded me of a book someone recommended to me, right? It's called Art and Fear. It was written by it was written by David Bales and Ted Orland, and they talk about the observations on the perils and rewards of art making. Now, this fascinated me, and when I dived a little bit deeper into this, I heard a great story of a pottery lecturer. And the story goes like this. At the beginning of a semester, the lecturer said to his entire student complement, he says, I want to change things up a little bit this semester. I want to make things a little bit different. I will be dividing the class into two groups for grading purposes. Now I'm going to divide you right down the middle. Okay. Now you can imagine every single student's starting to panic. They're going, well, how's this going to work? Which group am I in? How does the grading work? And they start panicking. And the lecturer said to them, listen, guys, don't panic. I'm just going to split you right down the middle, okay? On the one side, we're going to have quantity. You guys are all going to be just making pots, right? I want to grade you on how many pots you can actually make in a semester, right? And on the other side, you guys are going to be doing quality, right? You're going to be graded on the pot that has the most perfect design with art forms built in and all of the good things, right? Not just a standalone pot, but proper quality. Okay. And so, however grumpy they were, they went off into the semester, and the quantity guys, they just started churning out pots. I mean, their ovens were full and there was clay everywhere. They were just smashing pots out, one after the next. Bam, bam, bam. And on the other side, we had the quality guys just theorizing and researching how other pot makers made their pots and how to get it the very, very best and the very, very best. And they were producing incredibly few pots. Now, at the end of the semester, they all came back, and the quality guys, they had like security guards and bubble wrap and wooden frames to protect their pot, right? Because it was they'd spent so much time theorizing of how to make the perfect pot, and it was the best one that they could do. And the quantity guys, gee, they had wheelbarrows and wheelbarrows of pots, and they were just like wheeling them in, like whistling a tune, and the pots were falling over. They're like, I don't care, I've got so many pots, right? So what happened is that once they all settled down, they come on in. The time of grading was nigh. It was time to grade their pots, and the lecturer stood up in front of the class and said, "Listen, guys, I've got a bit of an announcement to make." And this is specifically for the quantity group because I had a chat with the dean and he said there is no way that I can grade on quantity. So after a bit of a discussion, I had to submit to him and say, okay, fine. There's no way you can grade on quantity, so we'll just go with the pot that you want. So uh, I, I know you're grumpy, but just go through the pots that you have and find the best three that you got. I'm really sorry for the miscommunication. Now, ask you guys a quick question, right? Which group produced work of the highest quality? Was it quality or quantity? Okay, anyone? Okay, yes, right. Okay, same. Oh, okay. So it looks like we have a bit of a difference of opinion here. We got some people saying quality and some people saying quantity. Well, generally people say quality because quality outright. We're looking for that perfection. However, From the semester, the best pots that came out were the quantity. It was the people who were working in the quantity groups, the ones who were doing more pots, right? And this is why. The quantity guys, they churned out piles of work, learning from their mistakes, while quality spent too much time theorizing about perfection. The qualities, they were incrementally getting better, but they were just trying to make it better by theory. But if it wasn't perfect, they would trash it and start again. And quantity, they were just churning out so many pots, they automatically learned how to do it better. Not only doing it better, they learned how to do it faster. So let's take a look at our company. Which which pottery student are we when it comes to pulling the trigger on our new ideas, right? Are we the ones who take our time waiting for it to be absolutely perfect? Or are we the ones pushing, trying to get things out there and constantly fixing and making it better for our customer as we go along? Right? Okay, yes. Yes, I agree. I think that we're just consistently waiting for right? The right time, the right product, the right customer. It's not great. So I believe we need to adopt a newer mindset. And the mindset is this: ready, fire, aim. We need to get things ready. We need to set them up right. And then we need to fire, get it out there and fix as we go along. That's what we need to do. And this idea, this concept is brought up in another book by The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. He talks about this concept of how today's entrepreneurs use continuous innovation to create radically successful businesses. Okay. So I will give you a couple of examples in a few minutes, but Eric talks about this concept called the MVP. Okay. Not most valuable player, but minimum viable product. And what is the minimum viable product or system that we need to use to get out for our customers that they can use or adopt so we can get feedback from them, fix it, refine it, and make it even better? Now, the process of the minimum viable product is so simple. Simple, I know, right? It's a three-step process. But the first thing we got to do is we need to learn. We need to learn what we're doing, what we're solving, what we're fixing, which is easy enough, right? And step two is once we understand what that is, we need to build it. We need to make it a reality and then execute and let it out into the market. Step three, which is important, of course, which is measure. Measure what have we have done? What have our customers said about it? And we need to then refine it, right? And then we just need to rinse and repeat. Take the information, learn from it, and then we learn, we build, we measure. We learn, we build, we measure, we learn, we build, we measure. Until we have something that is epic, not only for us, but our customers as well. And if we roll with this, I'm telling you, we're in some great company. Let me give you two examples of two companies that did amazingly well, and they're completely different industries who use this MVP mindset, right? First one is Wealthfront. They're an assets management company who currently have $10 billion of assets under management. Now, this is a phenomenal achievement, and it's still, they did it by using the MVP methodology. So, moving from finance to data storage, we have Dropbox, a company that we all know, right? But it's a fascinating story in its own right, but currently is sitting at a $10 billion valuation. Again, the MVP methodology. So let me ask you guys, if we had to MVP three new ideas in our business, what would they be? Philip? Yep. Okay, cool. I like that. Mark? Yes? Brilliant. Love these ideas. Great. So, our forward focus, what we need to look at is don't wait for perfection. We need to do something new. If we wait too long, it's never going to happen. It's never going to go out there. So, the story I told you earlier about the lecturer, I just want to let you in on a quick secret, right? The lecturer didn't actually have a conversation with the dean. It was a test for him. He wanted to see if the guys, when pushing, if pushed to it, would actually make a difference in learning as they built. And the result was that they did. They learned more of how to create perfection and be better just by doing more. And that's what I want us to do. I want us to do more here. And I want to leave you this by this one quote by Eric Ries. He said, "The only way to win is to learn faster than anyone else." We need to learn and grow by pushing and practicing faster. We want to get it done as fast as possible, refine it, and make it better. You guys with me? Spectacular.